Hi, Anat.
Hello, Mati.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Mati, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called Bark AI. And with me is Anat from Gottex. We'll tell you shortly about the journey Gottex took into the world of e-commerce and the challenges they had to navigate. But first, a few words on why Bark entered the e-commerce space in the first place. E-commerce was always expected to grow revenue. And in recent years, owners and CEOs also expect e-commerce to grow profits. Now, e-commerce is already a complex operation, but managing profits and maintaining control over profitability is even more complex. There are so many parameters, gross margin, media spend, shipping, that affect the bottom line all the way down to the SKU level. Managing and controlling all of that is extremely complicated. That's where Bark comes in. But instead of me telling you about Bark, it's so great you're here, Anat.
Great to be here.
I'd love for you to tell us about Gottex and the challenges you were facing with your e-commerce site.
So my name is Anat, VP of Marketing and Revenue at Gottex. For those who don't know, Gottex is an international swimwear company that's been around for 70 years. We sell all over the world. At its core, it was a B2B company until a few years ago, and we essentially made a shift to B2C right during COVID. Running an e-commerce operation means managing a business unit. That unit spans multiple departments: site operations, procurement, marketing, and customer service. And 2 years ago, I found myself in a situation that was complex for me. Complex in terms of decision-making. Everyone is offering a million dashboards, right? I have the agency dashboard, where I see the ROI I defined. I have analytics, which is genuinely a 3-day project just to pull data out of. And I have ERP to understand whether I'm profitable or not. And they tell me, press F11. If someone tells me, press F11, my reaction is, bye, thank you very much. The real struggle was seeing the full picture across all departments, knowing whether the campaigns I'm running are actually effective. I have to trust my account managers. No, don't get me wrong, they're a great agency. I don't have a bad word to say about them. But I'm just a bit in the dark, because I don't know if they are doing it efficiently.
Meaning profitably?
Exactly. I can't see if the campaign is effective, if it's profitable, what the direct return is. Sure, they can report it to me, but I constantly have to ask for the data. I don't know if this new category I launched is profitable, if I should keep going with it. I can't see the full picture. And most importantly, I don't know whether my business unit is profitable or not.
And when you go to the CEO and the owners and ask for more budgets and more collections, what happens then?
So naturally, I come with requests to run promotions, or to expand the collection, or to keep the influencer, etc. Let's take the influencer situation as an example, okay? I say to them, her base fee is high, okay? I know. They say to me, you want to keep her for another quarter? Then tell me if she's profitable for us. Is the ROI good? Am I making money here? I had a very hard time backing things up, even when things intuitively felt right to me. In the end, to be able to tell the CEO and owners, I'm making decisions that are right for the company's profitability, I had a hard time supporting that with data. I didn't know how to say, here's the number, I'm in control of everything. From direct product costs through marketing, all the way to exact procurements.
And then what did that create? Did that lead to frustration?
In the end, you're standing in front of a company that's B2B at its core, that speaks the language of a somewhat older world. It's not aligned with this fast-moving e-commerce world. And they tell me, hold on, no sharp turns. Let's wait until end of month or end of quarter, see if it was profitable, and then make a decision. No, I need to launch a night sale tomorrow. I need to lock in the influencer, or someone else will hire her. So in the end, it creates a lot of frustration and a bit of insecurity. You say, okay, I don't know how to pull all the data right now. Give me a moment. But there is no moment. So they pull you back into the old decision-making world.
Cost profits, etc.
Yes, all those terms that are still relevant today, but can't stand on their own. In the end, gross profit. We all know how to pull that from Shopify. I see it. I enter the cost of the product, add a bit for shipping maybe, and that's it. But gross profit doesn't reflect actual profit. You can have an excellent gross margin and still be losing money. And then two guys show up, clearly not from the retail world. They look like a couple of Silicon Valley types, and they're talking about onboarding and KPIs and all sorts of jargon. And they tell me, listen, we have a solution that will help you manage and control your business unit through profit. You know exactly whether or not you're making money. I said, okay, there's something new here. I'm sure you all know this feeling. I'd had dozens of startup guys come through, and before I could even pick up the phone, they'd be telling me, we'll double your conversion rate. I'd say, darling, you don't even know what my conversion rate is. How are you going to double it? And besides that, it's very hard to double a conversion of 2.5, 2.6.
Oh.
Be jealous. So these two guys come along, and without me even realizing it, without knowing how to define it as what I needed, they touch on the exact pain point that was hardest for me. The clarity, the knowledge, the confidence to go to the owners and CEO and say, this is profitable, this category is profitable, this campaign works, this influencer is right for us, and here's why.
Can you maybe share a moment, an aha moment, or a kind of eureka moment that came as a result of changing your work process?
I'll tell you two things. The first is a bit older. We're at the end of a season, you all know this. You're left with inventory at the end of the season, you bought it, you need to move it. We launch an aggressive end-of-season sale, winter items. And everything is working. Revenue is up year over year. The campaign returns are great. The agency tells me, go for it. I'm pumping in traffic. I say, go ahead. Everything looks good. Everything in Shopify looks green. I go into Bark, and there's a metric we use called CM.
Could you explain what CM is?
It stands for contribution margin. It's essentially the operational profit, the profit after all variable product costs. So I look at the CM column, everything is red.
Wow.
We are bleeding money.
Wow.
Now, there are many reasons why you can bleed money, but this is a kind of red flag. It's a box that you can open and start investigating, and you will find out why it's happening. But in the end, I have a red flag telling me, stop a second, look at this. And by the way, it's okay to lose money, but you need to know it's intentional. I need to know that both the CEO and the owners have specifically approved it, because we need to clear out stock, and that's fine. That's a completely different story from discovering it by accident, where you run into the result and it's not what you intended. That's loss of control, and it results in crazy inaccuracies and insecurity. So what I did was go to the CEO and say, listen, this is the situation. We have an outlet option. Let's take the merchandise and move it through the outlet. And we sold it off through the outlet, and that's how we stopped the bleeding. Another event that happened very recently, we were heading into procurement for next summer. We looked at a collection which has several fabric groups. And one fabric group was selling okay, but its CM was very low. Another fabric group was also selling great, incredible CM, great inventory turnover. So the procurement manager comes to me and says, listen, I know we really love this fabric, but I have to go by profit. The CM, which is the metric we show to the bank, tells me we need to make a change. We need to shift to this other fabric category. So instead of a 50-50 split, we shifted to 70-30.
Amazing.
So, in real time, I was influencing next year's profit through procurement decisions in the moment. And now I know how to do the same thing in marketing. I tell the campaign manager, listen, the direct return...
Meaning your profit on ad spend?
Exactly. I see in real time how much profit for every dollar spent on marketing, for that specific campaign, that specific source, that exact UTM, and I tell them, shift the budget there. So at any given moment, I'm maximizing profit and optimizing the company's spending.
How do you feel today?
First of all, I feel like I'm being heard. Okay, I have data, I have power. Someone once told me that the person who controls the numbers is the most powerful person in the room. That's what I feel today, that I control the data, and therefore I'm listened to. And so when I come to ask or get approval for something or initiate some move, and I can back it up with data, they tell me, okay, cool, do it. Here, you've proven it, great, bye, the keys are inside.
We're nearing the end. If you were to meet a manager of an e-commerce unit and you had to give them one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think that if you want to be significant in your organization,
and let's face it, e-commerce can grow at rates that offline just can't come close to. Ultimately, the speed at which Gottex grew online, tons. There's nothing to compare it to, and that's why the potential of e-commerce is the biggest growth engine a company has. Okay? So that needs to be understood. So that means how much power the person managing e-commerce holds. If you want to be significant, if you want a tool that helps you be precise, fast in your decision-making, and ultimately prove to the company that you are profitable, because until I proved that I knew how to bring real money to the company, not just revenue, revenue and profit are separate things altogether. You find that out very quickly. Once I proved that I contribute to the company's profitability, I suddenly became the most significant factor. Suddenly, the company shifts how it allocates resources. It takes me seriously, and I have a seat at the table. Not that skepticism of, give us some time, we've been doing this for years, we know better. No, with all due respect to their experience, it's incompatible with the world of content that I manage today. So I recommend to anyone managing a business unit of this type, I'll say something risky because I pay Mati a lot of money every month.
Not enough.
A lot of money, Mati. We'll talk about it. Today, I don't know how to manage without Bark. I would simply be in the dark. Today, I have light across the entire line. I know exactly how much money I'm spending on returns, how much it costs me to warehouse it, how much marketing costs me, how much the influencer costs, how profitable it is. And I make decisions based on that. So it's either Bark or find another system that gives you the data quickly and lets you lead your business unit from a profit perspective.
Anat, it's always exciting to hear customer stories and be part of this experience. So thank you.
Thank you.